Hello! And welcome to yet another episode of A Couple of Switch. In today's video we're doing a continuation to the previous Mastemon video, because Bandai has finally revealed what the Mastemon Ace is. And not only that, they've also revealed the latest level 5 for the decks. And they are as good as we hoped they would be. And from what these cards tell me is that Bandai wants Mastemon to become meta again. And in my opinion, they have succeeded. But in today's video, I'm not going to prove this by showing you some kind of elaborate combo. Instead, I'm going to pretty much show you an entire match where I, as best as I can, am going to show off every single new card EX6 introduces for the Mastemon archetype, while in some way or another actually uses all of the effects in context. And guys, let me know down below if you find this kind of format interesting in comparison to my otherwise one and done combos. But hey, let's get into it. We are on the play. Let's start. We'll hatch BT13 Greymon, probably the best egg this archetype will ever have, evolving it into Salomon from EX6 drop. And goddamn, just look how cute that art is. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. Then we'll play Mireille for 5 cost, putting our opponent to 5. Maybe not the best start for a Mastemon player, but hey, if you play the deck, you know how it be sometimes. Our opponent's turn. They'll draw and hatch Greymon, evolving Greymon into ST15 Agumon for 0, draw. They're going to play Cool Boy for 2, going to 3. On play effect, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card with X antibody in its traits and 1 option card with X antibody in its traits among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order, so they take, well, the X antibody and Agumon X antibody to their hand. And then they'll just simply play Juja, choking us at 1. Alright, our turn. Mireille will gain us 1 memory, going to 2. We'll draw. We'll promote the Salomon, therefore triggering its start of your main phase effect. If you have a purple Digimon or Tamer, gain 1 memory, going to 3, since we have Mireille. While this card is obviously not as strong as My Little Man, I'd still say Salomon is pretty strong, especially considering it's a common. Mastemon is a very momentum and memory heavy deck, so having that 1 memory sometimes makes a huge difference. Anyhow, we'll evolve Salomon into EX6 Greymon for 2, draw. Doing Greimon's when Digivolving effect, we'll reveal top 3 cards of our deck. We can add 1 card with the Angel, Archangel or Fallen Angel trait and 1 Mireille to our hand. Return the rest to the bottom in any order. And I think Angel Woman will do us plenty here. And just like the Salomon, I'd say this Greymon is a great inclusion in the deck, especially for the fact that its effect is both on play and when Digivolving. We'll evolve Greymon into Angel Woman from BT11 for 3 cost, draw. Triggering her effect. You may search your security stack for 1 card with Angel, Archangel or Fallen Angel trait. Reveal it and add it to your hand. If you added a card, recover 1, then shuffle. We'll take the EX6 Lady Digimon, recover 1, shuffle. Then we'll tap Mireille, since we evolved one of our Digimon into an Edge Woman, while I only have 1 Digimon on field. We can play 1 Lady Digimon from our hand for free. Angel Woman effect, since Lady Digimon was played, we'll gain 1 memory, leaving our opponent at 1. And now what's actually kind of exciting is that Lady Digimon actually has a pretty decent on-play effect here. If you have a Mireille on the field, delete 1 of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. If you don't have a Mireille, you may play 1 from your trash without paying the cost. Actually really decent effect, sadly no effect on this board currently. So we'll just pass it over to our opponent. Juja will set their memory to 3, they'll draw. They'll promote Agumon from the Breeding Zone, triggering its start of your main phase effect. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory, going to 4. They'll evolve Agumon into Agumon X Antibody for 0, draw. Since they evolved one of their Digimon into same level Digimon with an X Antibody in its trait, still tap Cool Boy to gain a memory and draw a card, putting themselves to 5. Agumon X Antibody effect. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Greymon or Omnimon in its name, and 1 X Antibody option among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So they'll add Debate of My Existence, Greymon X Antibody from BT11 to their hand, and the rest to deck bottom. They'll evolve Agumon X Antibody into Greymon from BT14 for 2, going to 3, draw. They'll evolve Greymon into Greymon X Antibody for 0, draw. Yuja, your turn effect. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Greymon in its name, by suspending its tamer, that Digimon gets 2000 DP until the end of your opponent's turn. If it's digivolved into a same level Digimon, it isn't affected by your opponent's option cards until the end of your opponent's turn. So they tap the Yuja to give Greymon X Antibody plus 2000 DP and protection from options. When this Digimon would digivolve into a card with Greymon in its name, reduce the cost by 1 for each of that card's colors. So they will evolve into Metal Greymon for 1, going to 2, since it has 2 colors. Then they'll play the X Antibody option for 0 cost. Doing its effect, they'll place it under one of the Digimon without the X Antibody in their Digivolution cards. So they'll put this under the Greymon. Now, Metal Greymon will attack into R security. It's currently 7, 9, 11,000, but their opponent will activate Metal Greymon's Rage, changing their target into Angie-Woman, triggering Metal Greymon's all turns effect. When an attack target is switched, you may play 1 black or red tamer card from the play cost of 4 less from your hand without paying the cost. So they'll play Taikamiya from BT12 for free, triggering its own play effect. One of your Digimon with Agumon or Greymon in its name gets 1000 DP and gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn, targeting Metal Greymon, giving it an additional 1000 DP, pumping it up to 12,000. Agumon, since an attack target is switched, they'll gain 1 memory. And finally, X Antibody. When attacking, these Digimon can digivolve into a Digimon card with the X Antibody trait in your hand for its Digivolution cost. So Metal Greymon, mid-swing, will digivolve into Black War Greymon X Antibody for 5, going to 2. Taikamiya. When one of your Digimon digivolves into a Digimon with Greymon or Omnimon in its name, by suspending its tamer, gain 1 memory, choking us to 1. So yeah, Black War Greymon is currently heading full force towards Angie-Woman with 13, 15, 17, 18,000 DP, piercing, and protection from option cards. And for all of that, all I have to say is stop! Okay, let me tell you a little story. Back in BT11, I was preparing myself to go to Germany to play in the finals, and one of my picks was actually Mastemon. I've been a Mastemon main since BT8, and I looked really forward to playing Mastemon with all of these new cards. As you can see right now, this was pretty much what I experienced during that time. I sat down with Psycho Feather during a testing session, and all I needed for me to decide not to play Mastemon was one single best of 3, where this kind of thing actually happened. Instead I went with Jesmon GX/Shad the deck, and hey, it went pretty good. I almost made it to the top cut, so no regrets. Because you see, that's kind of been the problem with the Mastemon since BT11. It's kind of fallen behind. Everything is just a little bit more powerful than Mastemon is. And as of right now, we have a humongous monster coming towards Angie-Woman. He's going to pierce through her, go into our security, and even if there would be a Chaos Degradation at the top of our security, it's not going to do anything. At the beginning of our turn, Black War Greymon X Antibody will reboot, killing the Lady Devimon. Once that happens, we're never going to get back into this match. We do not have a single chance. And do you wanna know what I gotta say about that? Fuck that shit. We're not in BT11 anymore. After all of our opponents when attacking effects have resolved and we enter the counter step, I'm going to declare Ace. By combining Angie-Woman on the battlefield with a Lady Devimon from our hand, we can DNA digivolve them into Mastemon Ace for 0, draw. Triggering her, When Digivolving effect. You may play one level 5 or lower Digimon card with the Angel, Archangel or Fallen Angel trait from your hand without paying the cost. So we'll play Angelwoman from EX6 for free. Then, if Yogrest, we can place one Digimon at the bottom of its owner's security stack, then trash the top card of our opponent's security until there are only 4 left. So we'll put our opponent's Black War Greymon at the bottom of their security, trashing the top 2, meaning that we'll start our turn with our board intact and them having nothing standing in our way. Holy shit. Is it only me, or is maybe that a little bit too much? Like, we just went from the worst case scenario where we would have 100% lost the match to the complete opposite. Like, if you can get out the Mastemon Ace in this kind of way, you will absolutely destroy your opponent and they'll have no way to recover. Like, our turn 3 hasn't even started yet, and this is how our board looks. We just removed one of the most powerful Digimons in the card game while trashing 2 securities and getting another thing out on the board for free. It's absolutely insanity. Like, in my opinion, the horrifying thing is the fact that this can happen now, whenever. As long as your opponent has either a Lady Devimon or an Angelwoman on their field, it's a threat attacking them. And I don't know if, honestly, if that's very healthy. Being able to turn any level 5 into a monstrous threat like this during any part of the game is just, God, it's just insane. But I guess it's our turn. We'll unsuspend. We'll gain a memory for the Mirai and draw for turn. We'll hatch. Yet another Kiaro. So what kind of shenanigans can we get up to this turn? Well, let's start by evolving Kiaramon into Cutemon for 0 draw. Well, yeah, what about this? We'll DNA Digivolve Lady Devimon and Angelwoman into Mastemon for 0 draw. Doing her effect, we'll take a look. We'll play out Garamon for free, shuffle. Triggering a couple of effects. Kiaramon will give Mastemon Ace jamming. Garamon will reveal top 3. We'll take Angelwoman to hand, rest to bottom. We'll evolve Garamon into Angelwoman for 1, draw. Trigger effect. Let's take Lady Devimon, recover 1, shuffle. Now, let's talk about these absolutely completely bonkers keywords Mastemon now has access to. When I saw that the new Angelwoman can give Mastemon Alliance, my jaw dropped harder to the floor than when I saw the Mastemon Ace. Like, let me tell you, Mastemon Ace is completely insane. But the fact that we can now attack with the Mastemon into our opponent's security, suspending the Digimon Mastemon plays out to do 2 checks, 19,000 DP, is just absolutely insane to me. Like, it matters so much, because that actually makes the Mastemon archetype be able to kill Digimon through battle. Like, Mastemon has always been big. 13k for a level 6 is pretty big. But Mastemon has always struggled against huge Digimon or level 7s. But now we can actually kill them through battle, and I find that's just absolutely mind-boggling. And not only that, Lady Devimon Inheritable. When this Digimon has Angel or 7 Great Demon Lords trait, it gains Scapegoat. This is a new keyword from EX6. When this Digimon would be deleted, other than by your effects, by deleting one of your other Digimon, prevent that deletion. Meaning that even if we would hit into a deletion effect into our opponent's security, we could sacrifice the Angelwoman to make her survive. Like, that, it's just insane. It's such a big upgrade. But now, in this scenario, that is not what happens. we're going to do 2 checks into our opponent's security for 19,000, leaving our opponent at 2 security. Then Mastemon Ace will hit into our opponent's security with jamming, doing minus 4,000 DP to something, leaving our opponent only at 1 security. Let's Digivolve Angiwoman into Digimon for 4, putting our opponent to their 3, draw. Doing Digimon's effect, we'll play out Angiwoman Ace, shuffle. Digimon's effect will not hit anything, and then we might as well not trigger the on-play effect of Angiwoman. By trashing the top or bottom card of your security, one of your opponent gets minus 6,000 DP until the end of turn. But Angiwoman Ace has another really good effect that synergizes really well with Digimon. And I want to shout out to Lack of Style on the English Digimon server for pointing this out. Angiwoman Ace all-turn effect is that when a security is removed, if you have 3 or fewer security cards, recover 1. And what effect does Digimon have? If any of your angels would leave the battlefield, by trashing the top security, prevent that Digimon from leaving. The first time Digimon protects anything on board, as long as the Angiwoman Ace is there, the first time is free. So let's say when it shifts back to our opponent, he really doesn't have that much he can do here. So let's say he just simply plays an option card, trying to delete Mastemon Ace. So we'll activate Digimon's effect by trashing the top of our security. We will prevent Mastemon Ace from leaving the battlefield. Angiwoman Ace effect will recover 1. Our turn. We'll draw. Unsuspend. We'll promote. And yeah, do I really need to say anything? We'll just attack, 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 attack. And it's just overwhelming. I think Bandai really wanted Mastemon to become meta again. And yes, they did succeed. Because now not only can Mastemon be really devastating on the attack, they also probably have the strongest defensive action there is in the entire game right now. Not only widening the board, being able to play out really powerful Digimon cards like Mastemon Ace, Angiwoman Ace, their original Magna Angemon, or any other Angiwoman or Lady Devimon to be used for jogressing the next turn, and doing a free chaos degradation on one of your opponent's Digimon while trashing their security. It's just insane. But hey, I like Mastemon, so I'm not mad. But hey, thanks for watching. I really hoped you enjoyed this video. It took a lot of effort to make this. A lot of editing, a lot of back and forth, a lot of planning. Big shout out to Joshua for loaning his Greymon deck for me to destroy. Love you, buddy. And once again, I wanna shout out Lack of Style for pointing out that Digimon Angiwoman Ace combination, I think that makes Digimon such a much better card with that in mind. That even though you are losing your own security for playing out Digimons with that effect, actually playing out the Angiwoman Ace gives you a really good engine to get things going. Combining him with the Angiwoman Ace makes him really good, especially when he does 7,000 DP minus and she does 6,000. That combination pretty much kills anything. So yeah, always remember to leave a like, a subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And remember to have a really nice day now. Bye bye!